could only be considered a disappointing weekend for Boston Bruins fans after they went into the NHL draft with visions of restocking the teams who could contend next year and coming away with just utter disappointment with the Bruins trading away Dougie Hamilton, a player they considered, quote, the future, and Milan Lucic in a trade whom they traded to the Los Angeles Kings. And the yield was only draft picks, by and large, for those two players. There was expectations that the Bruins would re-engineer their draft board to go up and draft a premier prospect, maybe Boston College's Noah Hannafin. Well, that didn't pan out. The Bruins got three first-round talents, 3 first-round picks, who perhaps will pan out in the years to come, but will probably do nothing to benefit next year's team. What's going on over there on Causeway Street? There's no way that you can call the Bruins a better team right now than they were when they slipped out of the playoff race in April and got sent home for the first time in 7 years with no playoff spot. New general manager Don Sweeney is having a rough start. He had to trade away Hamilton largely because of contract concerns. He was set to be a restricted free agent, but after Hamilton left, sources told the Herald that Hamilton was not a guy who got along well with his teammates. Hamilton wanted too much money for a 21-year-old kid with only 3 years experience in the league. So there's no really clear plan here for Don Sweeney to improve the club in the interim. I think there was a lot of thought put into this deal. Was there a better deal on the table for Hamilton? I mean, you could only have played it out over a couple more days. It's not like they could have taken months with this because Hamilton was set to go to free agency this week. But it's got to be bitterly disappointing. The Bruins have now given up on Dougie Hamilton, Tyler Seguin, Phil Kessel, even Joe Thornton, if you want to throw him all in the space of a decade. These are good NHL players. These are the players that Stanley Cup teams should be built around. You know, it's got to sting Bruins fans to see yet another good, solid young player walk out the door by the Bruins' own choosing. This isn't a guy who, got to free agency and just walked away. Fans should be angry. This is a team that posted 96 points last year. It was a talented team, underachieved, but missed the playoffs. And now, this is a team that could be headed straight to another non-playoff finish. They expect Stanley Cups around here. They want to chant, we want the cup in May and June. They don't want to be talking about NHL draft picks and how we rebuild. This is a team on the decline. You could consider the Red Sox model, right? That if this team isn't going to win, you might as well sell off parts. You'd sell off a John Lackey. You'd sell off Josh Beckett, right? This is, June, July. This is when teams are built. When you get to, October, when the season starts, November and December, if this team is still or is performing poorly, then you'd start to say, all right, we're going to fire the coach, we're going to trade away our tradable assets, and we're going to recoup draft picks and hope to build for 2 or 3 years down the road. But you don't say that at this point in the summer because maybe they add some nice complementary parts, maybe they strike lightning in a bottle, maybe Tuukka Rask returns to a Vezina level next year and carries them into the playoffs. You can't make those types of decisions now in the summer, but keep them in the back of your mind because we might be having those conversations when we get to the end of this calendar year.